Hello, smart viewers. Welcome to Face with me, William Rinaldi, as usual. And, Face discusses about various topics in each episode, various interesting topics. And for today's episode, I'm going to discuss about a topic that is quite, in touch with, humanity. It's related to culture. So I'm going to elaborate some of the reasons why culture is important and significant to, our society. And for the first reason is that it's related to ancestry. So our cultures help us gain valuable information about our ancestry. So cultural traditions are like pages in a history book, which should be read with interest. So human beings, do not live for eternity. So, but their cultures remain. But their cultures do. So cultures give us a gateway to study about our ancestors. And the second reason is that it's related to self-realization. Yeah. When we study about the roots of our cultures and follow them accordingly, we get to know about ourselves much better. So we can, we can relate better to our origin and value ourselves more. It boosts our self-respect and dignity to follow our culture. So it also makes us feel proud to belong to our own culture. And the third reason is that it's related to evolutionary enlightenment. So knowing our culture in depth gives us a sneak peek into our evolution. Yeah, cultures have originated in ancient times when human beings started to live as a community. So studying about our cultures and of the entire world is extremely interesting, and it surely gives us some enlightenment about ancient times. And it also gives us the required clarity against all our doubts. Yeah, and for the next reason is that because it has moral values. Yes, following a culture instills moral values in us. Every culture has its share of knowledge and beliefs, and those kind of elements which makes us better human beings. Yeah, so it makes us responsible people who can coexist with each other in a harmonious society. The next reason is that it has some values about discipline. Yeah, so cultural traditions keep us disciplined. Every culture has certain norms and laws laid down, which it followed leads to peaceful existence. So the rules were made for a reason and should be followed rightly. So neglecting cultural tradition is not wise and should not be kept as an option. Then the following reason is that because it has knowledge, it's a center of knowledge. Detailed study about every aspect of our culture can give us profound knowledge. So cultures never demand blind followers. So everything is well explained and accounted for in history. So studying about cultures will make us more knowledgeable. And the last reason is because it relates to compassion. So every culture teaches us to coexist with all the other cultures in the world. So cultural teachings always aim for peace. So they teach us to live compassionately and respectfully with everyone so that peace prevails. So those kind of reasons are related to how culture is important. And for the next segment, I'm going to invite someone who is related to how a community to bring the cultures and how to embrace Indonesian culture specifically. So I'm going to see you later after the break, still on Face to Face. Hello, smart viewers. Welcome back to Face to Face. And as promised, right before the previous segment, I'm going to invite a special person for today's guest, which is related to how to embrace the culture and also related to humanity and how culture exists, and it involves community and social purposes. So without further ado, here it is, our guest for today. So maybe you can briefly introduce yourself to the smart viewers so they can get to know you better.
Well, hello, my name is Rebecca Olivia. You can just call me Via, not Rebecca.
Via,
yeah, it's too long. I'm a humanitarian activist. I'm also a student, currently studying medicine at the University of Kristen Krida Wacana. I'm still on my second year. And besides that, I'm also a model. I'm also a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur in fast food, Japanese fast food.
Yeah.
And I'm also a harpist, a musician.
Oh, so that's a lot of spectrums involved. You can lots of interesting things involved in here. Maybe you could discuss what you're working on lately, relating to what you described previously.
Okay, so I just started a non-profit organization. Well, there's actually the three of us.
Oh, yeah.
Rian, Rivaldi, Henry, and I. We're a family actually. We're still students. Even Henry is even in high school.
Oh.
So this is a non-profit organization, which every year we choose different topics related to social issues such as education and health and many other things.
Yeah.
This year we're focusing on Zumba.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's your what are the activities involving in going to Zumba related to the organization?
Okay, so we chose this specific place. It's called Desa Ngadulangi. It's located in Sumba Timur. Actually, in Sumba Timur, there's actually only a few schools there.
Oh, yeah. So more focusing on education.
Yes, education. Yeah. So we're building a school in Desa Ngadulangi. So 7-kilometer radius from that location, there is no school at all. So can you imagine? Children, they have to walk even 3 to 4 hours, 7 kilometers, even more, just to get the education that they deserve.
Yeah, so it takes more effort. It's very different than in urban areas where you can find schools like in short distance. Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe you can also elaborate some of the activities involving in your community. It's called
Kidung Pelita Nusantara.
Kidung Pelita Nusantara. Maybe you can share about some of the activities and also related to the purpose of the organization.
So we're not only building schools, we're also giving free medical checkups because and other than medical checkups, we also make this training center for agriculture and also farming. We give them free rabbits and tell them how to make more rabbits out of all of the rabbits that we give the village, so that when we move to another village, they can actually feed and actually the school can stand on its own.
Yeah,
I think it's important
to build a foundation.
Yes. So we're not only so do you know the saying that when you give someone a fish, they can finish it in just a day.
Yeah.
But if we give them a bait and a fishing rod, without you even being there, they can feed even their families for days, weeks, and months.
Yeah,
right?
So it's very important to giving them like the important values about how to gain and not to get, just to get. Yeah.
True.
And you can share about some maybe interesting moments in related to your mission as an founder of the organization.
So an interesting fact about the organization is that it's mainly all of the members are mainly under the age of 25. Can you imagine? There's even some still in junior high school joining us, going to Zumba with just our sleeping bags and food with only, you know, limited resources.
Yeah.
So we're sleeping under the stars with the children, and even there's no place to shower, so we have to shower in the river.
Oh, okay.
So yes, we choose places that even the government is having a hard time going there. So we're actually helping the government too.
Oh, yeah.
And special moments are because maybe we're so involved with the location and the people itself. We're teaching them not only the importance of health and education, but also how they can actually get money from whatever they have. I guess there's actually a bond between Kidung Pelita, our volunteers, and the people there in the village. So every time when we're done with our event, when we go back to Jakarta, there are even some from Jogja, Surabaya. They actually fly to Sumba just to meet these people and to help us with whatever they have, with whatever they can. So usually we have this bonfire night every time the event is done. Then usually there's some tears, the people, because I guess it's important for us to make connections too.
Yeah, it's about
with the people in the village.
About human connection and
yes.
emotional. Yeah, what's important is that. And what do you think about the importance of, you know, like education and also about social responsibility, according to you, and also related to your organization?
Okay, well, I guess we all have a responsibility to do something for our society. We all have a voice. I mean, you have a voice, I have a voice to speak our minds, especially us in Jakarta, with us understanding social media nowadays. I think there's so much more we can do than just, you know, using our voice for our own gain. The problem is, well, the question is, where do you want to bring your voice to? How do you want to use it? Yes, how do you want to use it? Well, I guess there's so much more in using our voice than for ourselves. Why not do something?
Yeah, giving back to this society and for positive purposes, of course.
Positive purposes.
Okay, so we'll continue the discussion. It's getting more interesting, so we're gonna have to take a little break, but still stay tuned on Face to Face. Yay! Smart viewers, welcome back to Face and continuing our discussion about, you know, this social community. It's called Kidung Pelita Nusantara, and we'll continue our discussions about, you know, you go to rural locations where there are, you know, limited resources of educations or like the society that cannot, you know, like support themselves on their own and try to bring their characters and, you know, positive, you know, like spirits into them, you know. And maybe you can share about, you know, how you choose specific locations, about, you know, why you choose Sumba, or are there any focus on something else in related to the organization?
Okay. In choosing the location itself, we prioritize places that even the government is having a hard time reaching it. That's the first thing, and the second most is which one needs us most. And the third one is we actually adapt to what they need. For example, we're also building a well there also, depending on the place that we're going to. Yeah. So it's actually depending on what we can do and what the resources that we have, because we're all mainly still very young.
Yeah.
So our resources are also very minimal.
Yeah. So try to gain what they need and try to support them.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And we also actually we have some photos that we can discuss, about your activity and Kidung Pelita Nusantara. Maybe you can take a look a little bit. So we can share about this photo.
Okay, so this is in Papua, in Agath.
Yeah.
So it's a small village, and to go there, you actually need to use the small
Helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The small one, which only fits 4 to 6 people. And after reaching there, you need to use this raft, the wooden raft.
Yeah.
And right there, we're actually building a school too there, and we're trying to find a solution for clean water, since it's very hard to find clean water around them, because they're surrounded by seawater. So yes, so it's hard. They have to wait until it's raining for them to be able to drink and to take a shower and things like that. So so every time we go somewhere, I guess there's actually a joy, and there's actually a great joy in the people there. So they're dancing, they're teaching us how to dance.
Yeah. So there's definitely some cultural exchange and,
yes,
and
of course.
emotional bond. Yeah. And maybe you can share about this story.
Well, this is in Malang. This is with another non-profit organization. It's called Apostle Bangun Bangsa. I'm the ambassador for Apostle Bangun Bangsa. This is actually, we went to this organization, a non-profit too. It's a Catholic non-profit organization actually.
Yeah.
So they're helping children with disabilities who their parents are having a hard time having them to, so,
Oh, to support. So, you also involved in the organization.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And maybe the next photo, you can share about this photo. Okay,
this is in Papua again, but it's in a different place, not in Agath. These are the children whose parents were helping. So this is actually in a village near the sea. So we're actually teaching them on fishing and agriculture that is possible near that place.
Oh, yeah. So try to find opportunities, that they can do, yeah.
Because usually they have, there's actually many things that they can do with the rich resources that they have, but the problem is they don't know what to do with it, and they don't realize how rich the potential of it. So we're teaching them how to make money out of whatever they have right there.
Yeah, so bringing good causes, to maybe they don't realize it, but try to increase their opportunities in order to have a better life.
Yes.
And maybe you can share about some of the achievements of the organizations that you can really appreciate, like be blessed to have. Maybe
I guess our biggest achievement is that it's not how big or how much we're giving back to the community, but the love that we share, the love that we have every time we give, even the smallest things that we do when we go there, even the ideas that we're getting from social media and everywhere. I guess the biggest achievement is that we started to realize when we once started Kidung Pelita Nusantara. Actually, the young generation, young people like you and me, we do care.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as apathy. We just don't know how to help. So with this platform, we're actually not only inspiring but giving opportunities for people our age to join and help the society together, and actually inspiring people to do more. And obviously, with the villages that we've been helping, there's actually an increase in their economy growth, and also the children that usually they have to travel really far just to get education, they do now.
Yeah, so it's a very important thing, you know, to get educated, you know, and also having, you know, this you know, kind of like these platforms, and also, and maybe you can share about, you know, the next plan related to Kidung Pelita Nusantara.
Well, our next plan is making like this big training center in a few located villages in Papua, Nusa Tenggara Timur, and other places that are needed. We're going to teach them how to farm, and especially training center for agriculture, because they have really unlimited resources, but they don't really have the opportunity and to learn how to use it wisely. And we actually give them like rabbits, cattle, and a few seeds for them that can actually grow in their villages.
Because like, yeah, for example, I mean, our soil is like when you throw seed, just
anything can grow.
Anything can grow.
Can grow,
yeah. So that's the, you know, it's important, you know, to bring the intention to, you know, to spread the seeds. Yeah, spread the seeds of good.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
But other than that, actually every year we have this one main topic.
Yeah.
Either it may be water or education. Well, this year is education. Next year will be water, clean water, especially in Papua.
Okay, maybe you can share about, you know, how people can get connected, and people can, you know, share the intentions on helping others, you know, in Kidung Pelita Nusantara.
Okay. Well, I guess there's actually a lot that you can do to help our community. I guess the most important thing about life is finding a purpose. People say that life is too short, that's why it's vain. Because it's too short, we need to find a purpose in life, something that drives our soul on fire. And I guess what better way to live our life with the purpose of serving others? I think it's one of the most beautiful way in living life. And Kidung Pelita Nusantara is actually giving people, anyone, what no matter the occupation. For example, if you're a student or maybe you work somewhere already full time, we're giving anyone, just anyone, the opportunity to help.
Okay, so people can get anything connected through Kidung Pelita. Just search Kidung Pelita Nusantara and they will easily contribute. So thank you so much, Via, for joining this show and sharing your thoughts about your community. And also, I will see you later on another episode of Face to Face. So I'm Gilang Rinaldi signing off. Bye bye.